technically used a normal summon on Alistair, it was irrelevant since he was able to gain the additional one.
And as you can see, he's essentially normal summoned 2 more times thanks to each of his spells.
Yep.
So he's got Ignis Heat and Majesty Maiden, and you can see Aaron Furman shaking his head. This is a way better opening than he really wanted to play against in round 1 of the World Championship.
Yeah.
Pot of Desires follows up next, banishing the top 10 cards face down to give Ryan Slot 2 more cards from the deck.
Furman either doesn't have the Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs that he runs 3 copies of to stop it, or declines to stop it with Ash Blossom.
I feel like he would have used it
I think so too.
significantly earlier, probably on the Wonder Wand.
係翻返嚟。
Plays to Furman. Furman certainly looks like he's behind.
Yeah, the
其
problem
實
is
發生咩
as
事
soon
啊？
as he
等
starts
我重新
activating
睇多一
cards,
次啊，
Slot
因
is
為
gonna start getting even
其實
more
我係
cards.
啱啱瞓
Yes.
醒嘅。
Summon 2 more times thanks to each of his spells.
都一嚟
So he's got
第
Ignis
一
Heat
場
and
嘅
Majesty
feature
Maiden,
match，
and you can see Aaron Furman shaking
美
his
國
head.
對英國。
This is a
我應該會認錯國旗啊！我
really
希望。
wanted.
And Alistair in the graveyard is almost as valuable as an Alistair on
算
the
啦，
field.
俾我搞下啲
It's
嘢
probably
啊！
even better
係
because
我
you
未
got
撳 record。
the extra value out of it.
Absolutely.
Now the thing to note is that Invocation can
係美國對英國。
Disciples,
等我睇
he
下。
hasn't really seen a whole lot of play because he's just not as efficient.
So Slot
Is
OK，
Aaron
應
Furman
該係咁啊！
using Metaltron
一開始
12?
就
That
用
was
地
a very
形，
interesting
地
tech
形
card
啊，
that
立
I can
召
see
喚
a
師，
lot of in these deck lists, but I
召喚師應該就係立用行
he
魔
is
法啦。
not. I thought I only saw one duelist using it.
今次係連手牌都冇公
Or
開
at
添。
least 2, but one of them could be over in the Dragon Duels.
Ah.
So
今次係公
Metaltron
開唔到
12
雙方
is
手牌究竟發生緊咩
slightly
事
bigger
啊！
rather than
所以你
Master
哋係
Prince.
記住
Wasn't
係啱立
quite as
咗用行
successful.
魔法
Yeah,
啦。
but that card's insane.
And he's got bigger numbers on him, and he can become immune to all 3 things,
OK，
but he hasn't really seen a whole lot
抽
of
兩張。
play because he's just not as efficient.
Yeah, so Slot activates Wonder Wand, which is fantastic here, as he gets to trade in his
咁即
Alistair
係
with 2
手
new
牌依
cards.
然
And
係
Alistair in
張
the
啊！
graveyard is almost as valuable as an Alistair on the field.
啱啊，
Probably
手牌
even
六
better
張
because
啊
you！got the extra value out of it.
Absolutely.
Now the thing to note is that Invocation can banish that Alistair from the graveyard. Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix is activated, and Slot uses its extra normal summon ability to tribute
哇，
summon
都唔
Dynamite
講嘢
Knight,
喎。
and then follows up with True Draco Heritage, activates its other effect to draw 1 card as 1 True Draco or True King type of card was sent from the field to the graveyard.
This goes back to what you were saying earlier.
大致上今次世界賽嘅主流應該都係召喚師
And as you
真
can see,
龍
he's essentially
掛
normal，summoned
因為
2
我
more
而家淨係
times
睇緊第
thanks
一
to
場，同埋我話真係啱啱瞓
He's
醒，
got Ignis Heat
所以
and
我而
Majesty
家都
Maiden.
喺
You
度
can see Aaron Furman shaking his head.
煩惱緊佢
This
點
is a
追啊！
way better opening than he really wanted to play against in round 1 of the World Championship.
Yeah.
Pot of Desires follows up next, banishing the top 10 cards face down to give Ryan Slot 2 more cards from the deck.
Furman either doesn't have the Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs that he runs 3 copies of to stop it, or declines to stop it with Ash Blossom.
I feel like he would have used it
I think so, too.
significantly earlier, probably on the Wonder Wand.
Plays to Furman. Furman certainly looks like he's behind.
Yeah, the problem is, as soon as he starts activating cards, Slot is going to start getting even more cards.
Yes.
He's got both Ignis Heat and Dynamite Knight.
So that'll get him a spell and a trap card.
Well, he only use 1 each, but that also plays to Slot's advantage in that after the first card, he can search with 1, and then based on that information, even if Furman changes his plays, Slot can change his plays as well to go get the other trap card if he needs it.
Yes.
So basically decide whether he's going to get Return or Apocalypse.
Of course, no duel here is over until it's actually over. These are all the best players in the entire world. If anyone can turn it around, it's the players in this tournament.
I like that start. He sets True Draco Apocalypse, and then tributes it off for his regular normal summon for the turn, for his own Dynamite Knight.
The effect of Apocalypse activates, and he's able to destroy 1 monster on the field.
The good thing here is that he gets to choose which one, so he can force Slot to make the decision that's most beneficial to himself first. And it appeared that he had chosen Dynamite Knight to get a trap out there.
Yes.
Slot's thinking about it. And because Slot has chained here, that means that Furman's own Dynamite Knight can activate.
佢
So
炸
that's
自
going to be
己
pretty good.
喎
It。gets him 2 tributes on the field. If he could get a True Draco spell card... Oh,
Okay, so Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit will destroy the Dynamite, but it will not negate its effect.
correct.
So Furman will still be able to play a trap card from his deck, a True King card.
He's going to get Return. That's a good idea, because he can go ahead and get back Dynamite.
Yes. Then the chain will resolve. Dynamite's destroyed. True King's Return hits the field, and now Slot gets to choose which trap card he wants.
there are two possibilities. One is True King's Return, which we saw from Furman. It has two abilities. One that special summons True King from the graveyard each turn. However, that is the only special summon you get for the turn. The other one is during your opponent's turn, you can tribute summon during their main phase. And those are its on-field effects. It has a third effect if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, which targets and destroys a monster.
Yes, that's one of the most powerful things about all of the True Draco spell and crap cards.
And that is what happened to Slot's Dynamite Knight.
Yes.
True King's Return is on both sides of the field.
我係炸咗嗰條友嚟嘅。
And we shuffle up. So it's going to be interesting to see where Furman goes from here. One way to deal with a situation like this is to just try to get Masterpiece onto the field. In these decks, there aren't a whole lot of spell cards that can deal with Masterpiece. So if you can get it with a monster and trap immunity, that essentially protects it from all of the major things you're going to have to deal with here.
有時世界賽啊，即係睇你哋洗牌啊，都係睇成分鐘。
That's true.
And you can just get something that's far bigger than Masterpiece, which you can because he can boost any of his invoked monsters over it by discarding the Alistair. Pot of Desires is up next. And that gets hit by the Ash Blossom.
Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring.
Ooh la la,
Furman has the top 10 cards of his deck face down, gone from the duel for good, and gets nothing in return.
That's going to make you sweat in round one of the game. So, Slot, out of all of his draws on the first turn, gets not only a very impressive board, he also gets the cards in hand to back it up with both Ghost Ogre and Ash Blossom.
Alright, Furman sets one card to the back row and play passes to Ryan Slot.
Not looking super great.
What do
we have on the
in
side in terms of traps? Is it just the Draco cards, or does he have something else?
He uses, in addition to 3
仲有
copies of
用啦啦嘅
Apocalypse and True King's Return, he is using a Skill Drain, a Solemn Warning, and 2 Solemn Strikes, which I believe are the maximum allowed in this tournament.
Yes, that's correct. Solemn Strike is semi-limited in Japan, therefore it is semi-limited for this tournament. And if you're wondering how that list is decided, it's basically we take the FNL lists from all over the world, combine them together, and whatever the lowest number of a card that's allowed is the number it's allowed at.
Wow, Slot had Max C, and when Furman used the effect of his True King's Return to bring back Dynamite, he chained it.
No reason not to, because that's the only special summon in Furman's deck.
Yeah. That's a powerful opening hand for Slot.
Yeah. And he got how many extra cards in that first turn? He got 2 draws off
So
of
Alistair,
he got 2 more draws off of Pot of Desires, and he got another draw off of True Draco Heritage. So he essentially got more than an extra starting hand off of his various draw cards, and that's why many players believe that True Draco is the best deck for this tournament.
Yeah. Seems to be a split opinion, though, as a lot of players are playing the Dinosaur deck.
It is, and it's very along territorial lines. So North America has very largely gone with True Draco. Japan has very largely gone with Dinosaurs. One member of each team has dissented and played the other.
Interesting. We'll see how those duelists do compared to the rest of their teammates.
And we do see that Furman had the strike, and he's able to take out Ignis Heat there. If he is to make a comeback, that is how it starts. And now he activates the Tribute Summoning effect and gets that Masterpiece down there, immune to monsters and traps. And that is what Furman needs to happen if he's going to get back in this game.
That's exactly what he needed. What spells does Slot play that can destroy it?
None.
Alright, he's likely going to need to attack over it.
None. He has to attack over it. So he's got the Invocation that he can use to pull out something. But with Masterpiece immune to monster effects, I would assume that he would want to play Mechaba, but I don't believe that works here because if Furman... Yeah, it won't be able to negate the effect of Masterpiece because it's immune to monster effects. So it goes with Cositus. Ah, that's one that we don't see a whole lot. That is a very high defense monster, and it is, I believe, invulnerable to card effects, but I will check that for you in just a moment. Alright, the Slot continues. Let's see if he brings back
佢融合呢條係
Alistair.
死火，我認出係咩色嚟嘅添。 水
Cositus alone won't get over the
水嚟㗎。
masterpiece since it
No.
only has 2,900 defense points, so I'm not
應該係水
entirely
啊。
sure what the plan is here.
He now special summons back Ignis Heat, and that's the last special summon he can do this turn. After you resolve that special summon, that's it for the turn. And indeed, Invoke Cositus cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And and it can attack while in defense position. Not going to use a super heavy samurai though. It has to use its attack points, and they are not very good. They are 1,800. So even with the boost from Alistair, it would not be enough. Could he have double Alistair?
I don't know. Furman looks
係
worried.
啊，個衰因為水啊，唔會被對方 target，唔會被對
Suspects
方嘅
Slot
後
might
果
have
破
something
壞。
that can overcome Masterpiece.
And he does indeed bring Alistair back to the hand.
但係對方都係可以一拳俾你爆啊！
We're going to check quickly to see if the dreaded hard ones per turn is on Alistair. It is not. Send from your hand to the graveyard, target a fusion, gains 1,000 attack and defense until the end of the turn. So if he has
係啊，
double
都係可以
Alistair,
頂一局啊！
he
如果你
can
手牌有
cast
召喚
Masterpiece
師
here.，
可以防守力加千頂一盾啊！
There's not a whole lot Furman can do with it because Cositus can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This is the advantage we were talking about that you get by including the extra deck monsters that you normally would not. I really like Slot's choices here.
Slot sets one card to the back row. Looks
Looks like Furman's breathing a bit of a sigh of relief.
誒有兩個
Spell
live
Glow
嘅，
up Cosmic Cyclone, so it's destroyed by Masterpiece. Suddenly, things are looking
呢
fantastic.
班
for
由呢
Furman.
班
Yeah,
嚟嘅。
I'm
Yeah,
Slot
so
will be
these
able to buy a turn
implications
for
are
his
summoning
Cositus
really cool King's Return
cards. It's
but
going
it
to
looks
take a
like
while to get through
Furman
that.
has
If
got
all
呢度
he
二
has
千
is
幾人
try
睇
to
緊
turn a
喎，
corner on
誒
this
睇
one.
呢度啊！
Problem is,
There's
there's
gonna
going
be
to be
this-
Furman activates Disciple to True Draco Phoenix, and he's going to use it to tribute summon. Yeah, that's a good one, Majesty Maiden. Majesty Maiden is going to help him to get more threats to try to get through this board faster and get some damage into Slot before he can recover.
He'll use the effect of Disciples, or at least he's considering using the effect of Disciples. If he uses it, he can destroy True King's Return or Magical Meltdown if he'd rather. Looks like he's contemplating
係
using
我
the
梗係
True
炸地
King
形
for
啦，大
destroy.
佬！
True King's Return has an effect that keeps Slot alive longer, but if it's destroyed, Slot would be allowed to use its effect to destroy a monster on the field.
Yeah, and
so
that's 100% why this is happening, is because he needs Majesty Maiden to sit there and start bringing up more cards.
召喚師
yes. Now Masterpiece attacks the Invoked.
加千，
2950, Slot's considering whether or not he's going to use his Alistair to defend or keep it to normal summon next turn. I really think Majesty Maiden has been underrated by a lot of people.
Yeah, the deck lists are actually interesting because a lot of
Hey,
players are using 3
Bo.
copies, and a lot of players are using none or maybe 1. So it seems that the opinion of Majesty Maiden drastically differs among top
分龍打對
competitors,
龍真
and
係
I think a lot of the indecisiveness is actually drawn
技術就係
along
王
lines
道
as
啊。
well, where players from certain countries favor it more than others. Looks like I think the U.S. players are actually running more Ignis Heats, it seems.
Yeah, we saw that at the WCQ. I actually, I prefer Majesty Maiden in this particular format.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important to be able to continually you play so few monsters, right? And you need to be able to keep getting them out of your deck, especially Masterpiece.
Yes.
Since
咁佢兩張手牌，
Yes, that's a big deal.
You
And
would
also,
see it,
Draconic Diagram is also at 1.
Hey, you
it makes it
don't
harder to
lie,
get
eh?
for Masterpiece. Furman is using 2 copies of Maiden and 2 copies of Ignis Heat, so he sort of hedged.
And it looks like Maiden got taken out by... Was she taken out by Ghost Ogre?
I think True King's Return
Oh, True King's
looks
Return,
like it was destroyed. So it probably destroyed the Maiden. It appears that Slot opted not to protect his invoked monster with Alistair. He let it get destroyed, and here comes a new invocation.
Okay, so what happened there was
係
Ash
火啊！
Blossom negated Majesty Maiden,
火定
and
風啊！
then after the True King's Return was
Boom.
destroyed, it in turn destroyed Majesty Maiden. So Ryan Slot picking up a lot of cards that he can just play straight from his hand. He's got multiple Ash Blossom, the Ghost Ogre, Max C. But that's what happens when you can draw through that many cards of your deck.
Invoked Rage in here.
I like Invoked Radiant a lot. It is
強啊！呢個循環
Pokemon
咁波
on legs. And that's what you get for fusing Alistair with a wind monster. Invocations, important to note, can fuse from either player's graveyard.
基本上
So
我
that
覺
really
得
broadens the attributes
右
that
手
they
邊
can
呢
use
位
with
Ryan
yours,
Slot
which makes it really easy to grab the monster you
係好
need.
難咬啊，因為
Unfortunately, Raijin is still
佢可以
weaker
做
than
低龍
Masterpiece,
王
and Masterpiece is still
嘅
immune
方
to
法
the monster.
應該係十分
Doesn't
之有
know
限。
about Masterpiece.
So if he could use Alistair to increase its attack points, but he's summoned in defense mode, so it looks like he doesn't have it.
No, you can't increase Raijin quite
雖然
enough
話
to
起梗係
beat
滿月
Masterpiece
啦，
there.
但係
I
龍
believe
王
Raijin
只要
only has
斬起3刀就
1
係咁先啦。
I thought it was higher. Let me check.
Is it 22?
I thought it was. I thought it was at least 2,000, which is all it needs. It's 22.
Okay.
2,200, but he's on the defensive against Masterpiece.
Yeah, Masterpiece would just destroy Raijin in that case.
Yeah, so these invocations are summoning really cool, really powerful monsters, but they're just getting destroyed by Masterpiece.
Pot of Duality comes down for Furman.
哇！呢個真係好難揀。
Rainbow Apocalypse. He's got the super rares from the newest OTS pack, which I think look quite
如果
nice.
俾我會揀胡啦
Same
啦，
with
因
the,
為我已經
Cycles
住手
of
牌有
Draco
召喚師。
Phoenix. Look between that, Cosmic Cyclone and Ash Blossom. That's an interesting choice.
呢度真係
I
好
think I
關
like
鍵。
Cosmic Cyclone here because you want to be able to
係我會
preempt
揀
on
胡
the
啦
trap,
啦。
or at least when it's flipped to take it out. But
Yeah.
given all of the searching effects that Ryan's been up to, I can certainly understand why he's taking Ash Blossom here. It's one way to stop the Alistair train.
Yeah, and Masterpiece is just taking this duel back one monster at a time.
Furman has quite a big supply of continuous cards in his graveyard. Shuffling up. Looking into your soul at home. And we're going to finish this shuffle and get back to the action.
Players want to make sure their decks are sufficiently randomized. If ever there was an important time for it to be, I would say the 2017 World Championship is one of them.
17 and a half minutes have elapsed. There are 22 and a half minutes left in this round. Now, this tournament, unlike previous World Championships, uses timing rules that are most similar to the rest of the World's tournaments. So, in previous years, it was 1 hour allowed per round, and here it's 40 minutes, like it is at every other level of play.
Masterpiece attacks and destroys Raijin.
你召喚師一定食胡
If
啦
time
啦
runs
㗎啦！
out
呢
in
度
this match, we will go to the
呢度
final.
真係去睇 Ryan Slot 係點樣出魔術手啊！
And that's because there are draws, correct?
There are draws for day 1.
除非有第二種融合啊！
Ash Blossom negates Alistair. And that's going to cut off Slot's source of free cards. Terraforming's up next, though. Ooh.
咁都俾佢
Well,
搏
that's pretty
到。
good. So, Alistair baits out the Ash Blossom, but Slot had
Diagram.
Terraforming, which is, coincidentally, it's semi-limited in this tournament.
咁我
To get
死
Dragon
我都要做低
Diagram,
大
which
jam
is
嘅。
regular limited.
咁都俾甩到大
So
jam。
that could be.
So Furman uses his Masterpiece's effect to destroy the diagram,
Yep.
and since that's the only one in the deck, he no longer needs to worry about it. That's a much stronger play in this tournament than it was in previous tournaments back in the United States, as a lot of times destroying diagram would just prompt your opponent to activate another one.
Yeah. Especially if you had 3 copies of Terraforming, 3 Dragonic Diagrams, and actually another card that's seen a lot of play here to either replace Terraforming or just to play an extra package of cards that gets you more searching for the cards you need and other cards that will mess up your opponent is Set Rotation.
Yes. Set rotation is huge, especially among the players who are local to this area.
And it seems like a lot of the players from overseas in our territories have picked up on it as well. We spent a lot of time wondering, so what do we do if we have Gateway of Chaos added to our field? How do we get rid of this without spending any of our own cards? And the best I was able to come up with was run a copy of Lord Gaia the Fierce Knight in your deck. Get that 2300 Cyber Dragon.
Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight is actually, was a card that was used a lot in Duel Links during the qualifying round for this World Championship. I did not see it, however, in any of the deck lists for this weekend.
Now, they wouldn't play Swift Gaia, they play Lord Gaia.
Lord,
Swift Gaia
Lord is
Swift
Lord
Gaia.
Gaia.
Lord Gaia is from the movie pack. Remember, that's the one from the movie when Yugi infinite loops Igami.
咁咪點啊？投降
It's
㗎
the one
啦
that！keeps changing its attack points whenever something bigger shows up. Got round one, sorry, round 2 of Duel Links next after this.
I'm excited for it. Looks like Furman takes the first round as Slot was unable to beat Masterpiece.
Yeah, get Andrew over there.
我係
Oh,
頭先
Andrew
起佢
Bowling
哋投降。
is your head judge for this tournament. And so powerful that he felt the need.
Tournament.
And not only is it that powerful,
And Phoenix, he activates it. He could use it.
所以
Place to be. Max C was the Tribute monster.
that makes sense because there's only one thing. The only problem is that he's left it vulnerable to trap
魔法
cards.
同埋
That's where all the really
Why
nasty
so?
removal is in this matchup.
That is true. So True Draco Heritage allows a Slot to draw 1 card thanks to the Tributed Phoenix.
And that's it. Place to Furman. Well, it certainly wasn't as explosive for Ryan Slot in terms of sheer amount of cards drawn, but he does get Masterpiece.
知點解我係彷彿
With a
左手邊
continued
嘅
spell
美
in the
國佬
graveyard.
會贏嘅咩？
Furman activates Twin Twisters.
He's targeting his own card and the True Draco Heritage.
That's got to be a
It's
Draco trap.
definitely, yeah, True Draco
is.
Trap card taking down the Masterpiece already.
It is. As soon as Masterpiece hits the field for Slot,
Oh,
it bites the dust.
咁
And
都
then
可以俾你抽
no!
Heritage to draw
3
3
張啊
cards.
Draw 3
Oh,
because
hey,
it
hey,
counts
some
both
deal.
sides.
Oh, man.
Monster Spell and Trap all to the graveyard.
Okay,
Aaron
I'm gonna
Furman
go.
is just destroying Ryan Slot.
An incredible start for Furman.
Well, that's a fantastic start, but now he has to capitalize on it.
He does. We saw Slot had a very good start last duel and just wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Slot's not going to have the advantage of Masterpiece anymore, though.
That is for sure. That's the biggest problem here.
Tributes a face down True King's Return. Gets Dynamite Knight. Dynamite Knight gets in there for 2,500.
2500
Oh,
食我一錘啊！
It's looking rough for Slot already.
Aaron Furman turning up the heat. Sets 2 more cards face down. No Masterpiece in sight, so Slot still has a shot on this one. But if Furman can lock in another monster and trap immune Masterpiece, that'll be all she wrote.
基本上 Master Pit 喺限制一張又俾人做低咗嘅情況之下，可以講得上係死梗㗎嘛。
Checks his graveyard. He's got to do something. 13 minutes are left in the round.
Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix. He activates it. He could use it to draw a card if he wants to get rid of all the True Draco cards in his graveyard.
I think he would want to.
Yep.
Because that gets Masterpiece back into the deck at least. Actually, is it only spells and traps or just True Draco, True King cards?
I believe it's both,
Both.
but we should confirm that.
Yeah, let's just confirm that.
Yeah.
I don't
way,
actually see that effect used very often.
Either way, Dynamite activates, and he gets to activate True King's Return from his deck face up.
And it is True Draco or True King card. So yeah, Masterpiece can get back into the deck. And we also have an update for you from the Duel Links World Championship. At Duel Links Table 2, BOA Fan is the winner. Table 3, Fresh Allen is the winner. Table 4, Tutpup is the winner. And these are their screen names, of course, for Duel Links.
Another cool thing about Duel Links, you can always play in ranked duels, and if you do, you're paired against a random opponent around your level.
喺咁嘅
You
情
may
況，
play against one
邊個
of
可以話俾
these
我知
Duel Link celebrities.
右手邊嘅
without
Ryan
even
Slot
knowing
要點贏啊？
Alright, so we are shuffling.
如果左手邊嘅美國佬係真係即係 Full Man、Aaron Full Man 係真係揸住龍
Looks like
王
we're
嚟
about ready
講，
to resume action.
基本上
With just over 11 minutes to go in the round,
GGWP,
Ryan
yeah.
Slot needs to come back to try to push this to a third game and at least give him a shot at a draw. Taking a loss in the first round would be hugely devastating, because you only get 5 rounds.
Yes.
After 5 rounds today, well, here's your tournament schedule for the main event. There will be 5 rounds of Swiss today. After those 5 rounds, we will cut to a top 8, and we will play the quarterfinals tonight. That's right, the quarterfinals will be tonight, following round 5. After that, the 4 remaining players will be the ones that advance to Sunday. So that's another way that we are breaking from tradition this year.
Yes.
今日
Slot
係會
uses
揀四強出嚟，
the
即係話
Draco Phoenix
頭先我
card.
睇旁述
As we
係講
predicted,
今
to
晚
send
係
back
會
all
揀
the
四
True
強，
Draco.
之後聽日
Keep
係
the
會
cards in his
打
graveyard to draw one
四
additional
強同
card.
埋總決賽。
I've got a further update in the main event. On table 8, Alejandro Garcia is the winner. He was taking on Maxime Abremont from France. Updates on where our Duel Links winners are from. Tutpup is a duelist from Sweden. Fresh Allen is from Puerto Rico. And BOA Fan is from South Korea.
Slot is prepared to draw one card, and he needs a good one.
Let's see what he's got. Still got a few cards in hand there. Ooh, Alistair the Invoker. That's not a bad one.
Definitely not a bad one. He sort of shrugged when he drew it.
If he gets it by a strike, though, that could hurt.
Yeah,
Let's see if what Furman's got.
unless he already has the invocation.
Well, he's not allowed to activate the effect if he has the invocation. That would be cheating.
There's only one copy in his deck?
Only one
Is that
copy.
correct? Yeah, okay, you are correct.
He activates
Ooh la
Ash
la.
Blossom to negate it.
Slot knew he had it because Furman added it to his hand with Pot of Duality,
Diagram.
so perhaps that was the bait for this terraforming.
Yep, we saw this exact move in the last duel, and this time Masterpiece is in there to take out the diagram.
And lucky for Slot, his Masterpiece is still in the deck,
Ooh.
thanks to the True Draco Phoenix.
True Draco Apocalypse destroys a True Draco or True King card on the field to have the
所以我
attack
講右手
against
邊呢
all
位
your
仁
opponent's
兄要點
monsters
贏啊？
permanently. And it destroys True Draco Heritage, and when it's sent to the graveyard, he's able to destroy Dragonic Diagram. That just shows you the power of the True King spell and trap cards.
Yeah, they're very interesting interactions. They play off one another very well, and I think that's where a lot of the strength of the deck comes from.
And True Draco Apocalypse also has the Tribute Summoning effect that you see on True King's Return.
Of course.
In addition to the Monster Destroying effect, of course. Alright, well, Plan A didn't work. Plan B didn't work.
Let's see Plan C.
We're up
Plan
to
C 仲
C.
有 Plan C，
First, we have to finish Plan S and shuffle up Ryan's deck. Gives Slot a little more time to think over his moves.
It does.
Time in short supply, though,
Yeah.
with 8 minutes left in the round,
Time is in short supply.
plus a little bit of stoppage time for needing to call a judge for the concession in Game 1.
Slot sets a card to his back row and play passes to Furman.
Furman looking to close this thing out before Slot has a chance to get back in.
GG
Dynamite attacks.
GGWP，
Alistair's destroyed. That's a good start.
1,500 more damage done. Ryan Slot's now playing on Duel Links life points.
基本上 Ryan Slot 要贏。
Slot
Oh,
draws and needs another good
Lana.
card.
Got nothing, shakes his head.
Card of Demise.
Now he's got some other stuff.
That's a pretty good card.
It's 3 more good cards.
Hopefully good for Slot.
And as he takes a look at that, we've got another update for you. Looks like Billy Break has been defeated in the first round by Ryosuke Sugimura. So just to update you again, main event wins, Alejandro Garcia defeats Maxime.
好冷靜。左手邊呢位 Aaron Fullman 係
And
真係
Ryosuke Sugimura
完
of
全唔
Japan
放過
defeats
任
Billy
何一
Break
個
from
可
the
以
United
分
States.
落去嘅機會。
Furman uses the effect of Dynamite Knight. He'll be able to grab another trap card.
Now the great thing is he doesn't even have to fill up his entire field here if he doesn't want to.
Could add to his hand.
Those 2 cards let them add to the hand as well, so if you want to keep a slot open for something, you can do so.
He might do that just to thin the deck.
It's not too much of a hassle, though. Since he's got the Apocalypse is there, you can just take out another
That's
card
true.
if he needs to.
Can destroy them at will.
Actually, this is something that I told the viewers over on the North American WCQ stream. But there was a point in development when all True King Apocalypse said for its targeting was target 1 True Draco or True King Trap, or card you control.
Oh,
Can you see the problem with this?
yeah, bro. True Kings.
It can target itself,
Target itself as well.
making it one of the
True-
best trap
True-
cards
True
ever
Draco
printed.
or True King.
Yes. So what we were
Oh,
doing in
oh,
testing
I
was
see.
just using it in every deck under the sun and having it destroy itself to have everything and destroy
see.
monsters.
I misunderstood. I thought you. I thought you said only True Kings,
No, True King
or
True
rather
Draco.
True Draco, but then Matt assumed couldn't destroy itself. No, that would be insane. That would be just a crap card that destroys a monster.
Yeah.
At worst.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
one of the many things that changed. In Duel Links, we have another result for you. Koizumi. Koizumi is the winner in Duel Links.
Slot tributes Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix to summon Ignis Heat. He uses the Disciples as effect. He now gets to target a back row card to destroy it.
呢張嘢係保魔法啊，好似係
I think
保
the screen
魔
names
法
is
呢種
funny.
嘢。
So there are duelist Koizumi, who you might think is from Japan, is not. He's actually the duelist from Italy.
Oh.
Such is the magic of screen names. At table 2, we have another main event result. Roland Fang has defeated Daniel Stella of Italy on table 2.
Fang is the renegade.
係我就唔 chain 咯。
Dinosaur player,
如果你係 not
He is.
this，我打死都唔 chain 啦呢度。
Solemn Strike is yeah.
啊！做咩你要 chain 啊，大師？打死都冇 chain 啊！
Takes his first life loss of the duel. And Ryan Slot, despite getting that card of demise, has not been able to
點解你
get
要
those cards to
chain？
stick. But how about another 2? Why not?
That could help.
If you draw 3 cards, why not draw 5 cards instead?
True Draco Apocalypse went down thanks to the Disciples' effect on Slot's side of the field. In case anyone at home was wondering what happened to that. The strike then negated and destroyed the Ignis Heat when its effect activated.
Still a lot of work to be done for Slot and not a lot of time left to do it as he sets 3 cards face down and
Yep.
ends his turn.
He has no hand to discard in the end phase, so it's the perfect way to use Card of Demise.
If Furman can get another monster on the field, he can probably take this because I don't know what
剩翻一千啫
be
喎
there，to stop it. It could be a combo of Waterfall of Dragon Souls and a True King
剩
Trap
翻
that could put a
1000 啫
monster in the
喎
way.
Yes.
But other than that,
哇！頭
I
先
see
嗰
a
度
whole lot that Slot
真
can
係
do
死都唔應該 chain 嘅，因為
to deal another attack.
就算你 chain 唔 chain 嚟
Of
講
course,，Furman doesn't
都
know
其實
he's
冇
not
影響
playing
個
one of
戰
the
果
Mirror
嘅，因為
Forces or something like
係佢係發動咗嗰種陷阱，但係嗰種陷阱係會
C4
行一個
back
新
row
嘅
could be
chain
scary.
link 嘅，所以
And he does not have another monster
我唔明白
anyway,
啊
so，it's
我唔
time to
明白
move
點解
on.
佢要 chain 啊？
1,000 points left for Slot.
Slot,
2.5 minutes to go.
Slot will need to trust in the heart of the cards to get exactly what he needs here.
And I noticed that it was in fact the card of demise. He did cite it in for going first. It wasn't in his deck to begin with.
Second Pod Desires, he could have
Hey,
used it last
Jungle.
turn because you can only activate 1 per turn, but he's really running out of cards in his deck since he just banished 20 of them.
仲有咁多陷
He's
阱，
playing 16, 18,
6張你都差唔多豬晒咯
41
喎。
cards.
Nevertheless,
仲
Furman
有㗎
uses
喎。
again Dynamite's effect and gets to play True King's Return from his deck face up on the field. He's gradually just amassing cards that pull him ahead of Slot, even with all of Slot's card drawing.
And with, well, it's part of the power of the smaller True Kings and True
好
Dragons.
犀利
Those
嘅
are really the backbone.
嗰個
Yes.
Masterpieces
由
of
左手
the
邊嗰個權士，
win the
第
duel.
一局企到
The
依
smaller
家都
ones
未
are
死
what
得
makes，it so that you can't lose.
Yes.
咩事啊，大
We
哥
have？ another main event result for you. From table 4, Yun Kang Ho defeats J.Y. Sharif of the UK.
誒遠坑 hall 喎，我聽到我大佬嘅名
Kang
喎
Ho。of Malaysia, I believe. Defeating J.Y. Sharif of the UK.
哦，贏咗。
Alright, and it looks like we've got our final cut, and action is continuing with 1 minute to go. 1 minute remaining in the round.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of cards left in Slot's deck.
No, this duel is going to end sooner or later.
Yeah. You might have less than 5 cards there.
I definitely think it's going to be sooner. He's banished 20. He's drawn 5 in a single turn. And another 2 right there. That's 27. Plus his starting hand. It's 32. He's got not a whole lot left. I just don't think there's enough cards in existence over there on his side of the field to get through all 6,500 of Furman's life points, even if he were to pull off a miracle.
I think you're right.
Goes to battle phase. Attacks for game.
That's it. Does he have a trap
GG.
card that can stop the attack and keep him?
哎呦，
He
有
flips
咩
True
分
Draco
別呢？
Apocalypse.
呢位大師
Does not use its effect. He's going to have to flip another True Draco card and then destroy.
Flips another Apocalypse.
哦
Okay. And then in the damage step, he'll probably activate the effect to have, since it's an effect that changes the attack and defense, and then have it destroy Dynamite Knight. And doing it that way also stops Furman from adding a trap to his hand if he wants to, because they can't activate in the damage step.
If he wanted to, I suppose he could have changed it to the original.
其實係咪忘記咗可以加入手牌嘅咧？
Now he goes ahead and special summons back Dynamite Knight. And it has to be in defense. So slot's safe for now. But time has run out in the round, and we are now in stoppage time. And it looks like the stoppage time ran out as well. So I guess they had a very swift judge call on that concession.
Yes.
And we are now going to begin the first turn of overtime. Ryan Slot has the first turn of overtime, which means he will also have the last turn. What you do
頭先你真係錯過咗唯一一個可以反敗為勝嘅機會
That's
啊！
the last regular turn, and then 5 more turns following that.
Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix is pretty good here for Slot because he can send cards back into his deck. With his deck being so thin, he can send back the cards he wants to draw and has a high likelihood of drawing them. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of turns to draw them.
And while he is shuffling those back, we have another result for you from the main event.
依家仲我入埋沙登笛，
Just as soon as I've got the
級級保
opponent.
危啊！
At table 3, Esala Watathuntrige of the United States has defeated Joshua Schmidt of Germany, which is going to put him down in Billy Brake's bracket. So we might get a rather exciting matchup later on.
Wathu Thongtrage has had an incredible year, rather,
Yes.
being the points leader in the United States.
And like the way that people were grinding for these points, that really means something.
Yes.
It was not even close how big of a lead he had. He almost
Yes.
could not possibly lose it
Yeah.
at the WCQ. It was possible, but it was a very outside chance.
He just loves playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
It would have involved Jeff Jones making 7th place without actually winning his Worlds qualifying match, and Asala not making the top cut. That's basically what it would have taken. And we do have another update for you from the main event at Table 13. Table 13. Michael Forner has been defeated by Takayoshi Kasada. So Michael Forner of Italy has been defeated by Takayoshi Kasada of Japan at Table 13.
Slack drew one card from his deck with the Disciples, and is again contemplating what to do. I really don't see a way out for him, especially given the few number of turns, but he certainly will not give up, especially at this level of competition.
There is no reason to surrender in this situation.
No. I'm not even sure they're allowed to surrender.
其實真係死鳩梗嘅喎，點解仲要堅持啊，大師？
There's no
不如
strategic.
投降啦！我想跳下 round 噶啦，
Disciples goes to the graveyard and skill drain is destroyed.
大家唔好怪我呢個 live stream 應該會衰樣，因為
Slot
我係
sets
瞓
one
到
more
11點
back
半
row,
先醒。
followed by another card. Wouldn't surprise me if we just see Furman use Crew King's Return and attack for game on his next turn with both monsters. Another card of Demise.
Oh my. I do wonder if Slot has any monsters in his deck.
Well, he sent Ignis Heat back with the Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix, so he has at least that one.
I just kind of get the impression that all the rest of them got banished by those 2 Pot of Desires.
It's very likely. He definitely doesn't have a lot, because we know half of his deck is just removed for good.
Alright, we have another update for you. The results are starting to roll in now that we're into overtime. Over on table 7, we have a draw. A draw between Chua Shen-Fei Milton and Jesse Cotton.
Milton
Jesse Cotton is only 17 years old and qualified for the World Championship on points.
Yes, he was the leader in Canada.
Canada.
It's an incredible experience to be flown here from Canada to Japan when you're 17 years old.
So we see the remaining cards in Slot's deck. It's 3 traps, 2 Ignis Heat, and he activated Magical Meltdown without having an Alistair in his deck. Which you can do. It's not like Gateway of Chaos. It's just you can't activate the searching effect if you don't have it in your deck, which he did.
Okay.
So
now
essentially he has to show Furman the remaining cards in his deck and then shuffle them up, and he takes a procedural error warning for it. Another change this year is that the caution penalty has been eliminated. These duels are playing with the same competition rules that you and I do back home, essentially. Everybody who played in the WCQ knows how this works. You get warnings, and if you keep doing the same things, they get upgraded.
yes, to game losses, and if repeated, could be a disqualification.
Hopefully we won't have anything like that. We'd like all of our matches to be decided by the duelists.
Yes.
End of his turn, Slot's forced to discard Solemn Warning.
Yep, that's due to the effect of Card of Demise, which let him draw cards.
And at this point, I think Slot's basically given up the idea of winning this duel, and just has to settle for getting Furman below 1,000 to try to get a draw.
I think that's going to be just as hard. Dynamite Knight attacks. Slot uses Crew Draco Apocalypse to destroy Disciples of the Crew Draco Phoenix.
再輸啊，1250。
And he's going to decide on a target for that, I believe.
He'll hit the face-down card, seeing no immediate threat from the 3 face-up cards.
It's Cosmic Cyclone.
That's been down for a while, right?
Yeah.
He's declining to activate it, I assume because they're in time.
我係 delete 咗2輪，
Did that from
係
Duel
用咗
earlier
2
in the
次。
duel? Or was that last duel?
I think that was last duel.
Oh, that's right, it was Ash Blossom this
唔
duel.
怪得即係咁老定啦，原來係用咗
Yeah, see,
2
he had
次，
the
我都
choice
忽略
of
咗呢
Cosmic
鋪添。
Cyclone and Ash Blossom. He went for the Ash Blossom. You're right. He could have changed it, right?
Yes.
He chose not to preserve life points.
I'm not sure what stopped the attack here. Did it look like he was attacking?
He did attack.
Oh,
Wait,
it's halved twice.
Oh, he used it to. Oh.
Yeah, that particular dynamite's been halved twice.
Oh wait, because the halving is permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he's down to 300.
唔係啊，咪你哋想玩乜嘢啊？
Good observation. The attack was not stopped, but the halved attack points again let Slot stay in the duel.
And it's comedy at this point.
Yeah.
Slot's like, I'm probably not going to win this, but I'm going to keep having your monster until it gets to some incalculable small number, and then just blow it up.
好似有
I
垂死
certainly
掙扎
admire
啫
him for
喎。
continuing to duel here, with all odds against him.
Mm-hmm.
True King's Return can just bring it back.
So yeah, Furman gets, I believe, 1 more turn. We don't have our helpful turn die on the field.
Yes, I think that's correct. I think he'll have 1 more turn. It's almost academic though, because he can't lose unless Slot actually wins. Also, the likelihood that Slot gets Furman below 375, but not to 0, is pretty low.
Yep,
抽
I'm
兩
feeling
張。
even better about this weekend. He just channeled Madden. Do you know how cool that is?
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to teach you about John Madden.
有咩分別啊？你講開皇宮立命有咩分別
Slot
啊？
has activated Imperial Order, so he gets
Yes.
1 turn of spell free, and then he's not able to pay for it.
Yep. Actually, to get to that point, Furman used the Monarch Storm 4th to free up his back row and activate Disciples of Crew Draco Phoenix to try to draw a card.
And this will be the last turn of the duel. This is
Yes.
turn 5. And Slot hasn't got a whole lot. He can't do
OK，
anything.
打完下一
Aaron
場。
Furman wins the duel.
In 3 rounds. More about very good. 17.
Super Joey
Gonna play.
monster that when it's summoned a second time,
我哋個凋零嚟㗎。
gains the ability to destroy any special summon monster it attacks.
Right, so it becomes like a semi-Catastor
Yes.
from players from the TCG.
For your own turn. So it's really strong because you can use cards like Enemy Control and Mirror Wall, which you use the full suite of 3 for each, to protect it, and then Gemini summon it, and then it gets through the Red Eye Zombie Dragons as well as Red Eye's Black Dragons summoned by Red Eye's Insight.
It looks like is that a Toon deck on the Kaiba side? DK side?
It is. He is using a Toon deck with, looks like his Toon deck uses Seto Kaiba with the restart ability. So he's able to send his hand back to the deck to draw a new one if he so chose. This deck is heavily reliant on Toon Kingdom, which he's now searching for with Toon Table of Contents. Toon Kingdom and Toon Table of Contents, while they're not actually limited in Duel Links, you can only get 1 copy of it because it's a level up card from using Pegasus' character. So this deck lives or dies by Toon Kingdom. So that's the start. He uses Toon Table, gets the Toon Kingdom, activates it by losing 3 cards from his deck, and now he's in business. He's got Toon Summon Skull on the field, which of course is a special summon, so he was able to set a monster, then tribute it for the Toon Summon Skull. Although Toon monsters cannot attack the turn they're summoned, with the exception of Toon Dark Magician Girl, they can attack directly. And now Samsung looks like he might be in trouble. I don't know what his back rows are. There is, unfortunately, there is a way to destroy Toon monsters around Toon
唔
Kingdom.
得啦，係有
Who
嗰
we
個
destroy twice in the same deck.
卡通王國喺度，點做低佢咧？
Not the intended thing. There's currently a
Yeah.
bug with the card. This is going to be patched out at a later date. However, the patch... The
會得
virus
喎
update is-
，out game 又得喎
has，been,
諗住係破壞添。
corrected as of yet.
Yeah, and it looks like that actually might be what happens now. Oh, but no. DK activates Spear Karibo, a card you can discard from your hand to switch the attacking monster into defense mode and negate its attack.
Very powerful hand trap in Duel Links.
Yes.
I mean, when it originally was introduced in the game, the big card, it was a huge card in the Relinquish deck as well, because you can banish it from the graveyard as a
Yes.
ritual material.
Yeah, Relinquish has actually fallen out of favor, but Sphere Karibo is still as popular as ever. DK special summons Toon Mermaid, tributes it for Toon Summon Skull, and now he has 2 on the field.
Yeah, part of the anime in me is finding it incredibly strange to see Kaiba attacking with Toons right now.
As much as I don't like that, I would prefer he be playing Pegasus.
Okay,
I think it's definitely the correct decision for the World Championship. As you see Pegasus, you might be more likely to think he's playing Toon World.
That's true. Actually, really interesting. The Mind Scan ability almost doing nothing in this match because DK just not setting any cards, so the Mind Scan goes completely to waste.
Yeah, it looks like he does have 1 card in his back row.
But the Mind Scan switches off when he's below a certain number of
Yes.
love points, right?
Yes. But he wasn't before, so
Oh, of course,
he should know that face down card. Since there is no main phase 2 in Duel Links,
Yep.
you don't have the option of setting in your second main phase as you might have done in the trading card game. So
It's actually amazing how big of a difference that makes with how good some cards are. Like I was talking to you before about the Air Knight Parsaf. I was surprised in Duel Links how that card was not as impactful as it was in the TCG around the same sort of card pool time, just because you can't set the cards that you've drawn.
yeah, it really does. Okay, so here's where we're going to see that happen. Sergeant Electro pins down Kaiba's face down card, so he can't use it. He's going to use Super Rush Headlong, which actually lets him name an attribute and then turn Sergeant Electro into a monster that is able to destroy any monster attacks of that attribute. Then the Metal Morph is going to increase its attack points enough to attack over Toon Summon Skull. And although on
好靚好靚。
Toon Kingdom, one would think in the trading card game would be allowed to protect the Toon Summon Skull twice, it can't do it here.
Yeah.
However, all players were well aware that this is how it works. His opponent, Decade, however, is continuing to use Kaiba with Toons.
Yep, and we see Toon Kingdom coming straight off the top.
Yep.
And that's going to be a Toon Mermaid.
I think this is going to be over fast because I see Storm in Kaiba's hand.
Oh, yeah.
Or should I
that's
say Samsung's hand?
Samsung, yeah. Which,
I don't know if I should refer to them as legendary duelists or the legendary duelists who are here today. But as I mentioned before, this deck needs Toon Kingdom on the field to function. And it has a lot of ways to search for it, including Planet Pathfinder, Toon Table of Contents, and the card itself. But if it loses the card, it's basically over.
So is there any way for DK to get
哇，
back
大
his
單
Toon
嘢
Kingdom?。
I don't know, but the duel is over this turn, so
Oh.
it doesn't matter.
Very good, there's a handshake.
Yeah, I don't believe there is a way to get it back, but since Toon Kingdom was destroyed and it counts as wins,
Right, to
and
reward you for
yes.
continuing.
And then, or if you draw the monster.
Is in addition to his Union Hangers, he's also main decking Zombie World, which we talked about a bit in round 1. And I asked everybody for their homework to go look up
哇！
Zombie World.
Open your
淨
box
係
and
播咗
tap.
一場啫，頭先第二場嗰係凋零嚟㗎，所以我好想睇世界賽直播得一個原因嘅，就係佢無啦啦播埋啲唔關嗰個 main event 嘅事。你愛播凋零，你自己開多個 channel 嚟播啦。你要播最緊雕，你自己開多個 channel 嚟播啦，仆街！
And the thing with the Zodiacs is that they don't care. They care about the original type.
啊，睇埋呢場我都要
Yeah,
收
change
台啦
type, that sort of thing. Instead of
睇
just
啦。
use Zodiacs. But the key here for the True Dracos and why Zombie World could be big here is that you can only tribute summon zombie-type monsters while it's on the field. But it only changes the monsters on the field into zombies. The field in the graveyard into zombies. The ones in the hand are still worms. So you can't tribute summon at all. And that's why this is a big tech choice against True Draco.
And then you start looking at your opening hand of 5 tribute monsters and you start wondering, did I build my deck wrong? Back in the day, right?
That'd be really unlucky. That's a Dan hand. as we
Dan
call them.
Posey hand?
Yeah, the Dan hand.
The Dan hand.
So if you've been to a lot of our events, you probably know Dan Posey. And he has the incredible ability. This is his duelist skill for Duel Links. Is to draw the worst.
唔係唔係，最緊要
Like you just hand him a deck, and if you want to know what the worst possible strategy between Thursday and today. So the last time I
唉，
配信しておりますこちらの、紙の方の、
好似喺日本嘅好似唔同啲嘅喎。
でどちらもこうダメージを受け継集計しというとですかね、効果となって
落ち着きと言いますか。また青に座ってる。
青に座ってる方の方が勝ってるという流れなんですけど
應該係第三場。第3場定第4場
流れによってローランド・ファング選手の方が勝つのか、はたまたそのジンクスを打ち破ってマルチェロ・バルベリ選手が勝つのか、そちらの方もちょっと注目していってもらいたいと思います。さあ、ちなみに使うデッキの方なんですが、今映ってます、レッド側マルチェロ・バルベリ選手が、先ほども登場しました新竜デッキ、そして、青の卓に座っていらっしゃいますアメリカ代表ローランド・ファング選手が、こちらが、今回初登場となりますかね。恐竜、流星、新竜王ですかね。この3つのテーマが混ざったデッキとなっております。私も、プライベートで使っております新竜王が入ってない方ですが恐竜流星を使ってますので、
先ほどおっしゃってましたね。
そうですね。
じゃあ、もう少し時間があるようなので、この恐竜流星診療デッキというのは、私からではなくて南雲さんどういうデッキかというのを教えてもらっていいですか。
まあ難しい質問であるんですけども、
何したらいいのっていう。
とにかくまずは多分暴天候の球種がとても強いカードになってますので、それで相手に圧迫していきながら、勝っていくっていうデッキになるのかなと思うんですけど、そこに新竜王のカードも入ってますので、 まあベビーケラサウルスだったりとかプチラノドンが入っていると、さらにそこから手札から破壊されたりして効果がどんどん誘発していって盤面をどんどん埋め尽くしていくことのできるデッキ、爆発力がとても高いデッキなのかなというのも思いますね。さらに暴天候がいますので粘り強さも持っているという。
冇講咁多廢話啦，你要打就打啦，仆街。
効果がありますし、はい。別の流星が出てきます。そしてデッキから流星モンスター特殊召喚することもできますので、かなり粘り強いで試合になるのではないかなと。
其實我想講就係每一屆世界賽都有一個盲點嘅，就係佢係會將嗰個 live 淨係 point 喺 main event 嘅啫，好似今次佢加咗遊戲王 Dueling。要叫我 Dueling， 同埋以往都有嘅 Dragon Duel， 佢會無啦啦去直播嗰啲 Dragon Duel 同埋 Dueling 嘅。Is that why 點解舊年我都冇做直播 ？That was a reason。
7ポイント、2勝1敗ですかね。
7ポイント、はい。
はい。で、まあ4戦目を迎えてる。はい。残りの4名。
はい。
山選手、
快開波啦，攰啊！
武田選手、辻村選手、こちらは全員6ポイントなので、2勝1敗。
2勝1敗。はい。なるほどなるほど。
皆さんチャンスがありそうな感じがしますよね。
ここから負けずに連勝していけばまだまだトップ4には残れるのかなといった勝率だと思いますが、そちらの日本勢の勝率の方もぜひこの後気になっていくのところになると思いますが、はい、そうですね。ぜひ残ってもらいたいと思います。さあ、まもなくデュエルが始まろうかなといったところですが、
いい笑顔ですね。
はい、ローランド・ファング選手、アニメの遊戯王シリーズで好きなキャラクターはカイバー、そしてマルチェロ・バルベリ選手が好きなアニメのキャラクターは闇道化師の詐欺と。
気が入りそうですね。
まあカイバとカイバが使っていたモンスターという展開なんですけれども。さあ試合の方が始まりました。さあ第4回戦、一般の部。
今輪係Laurent Fung 啊，美國 versus 死啊！呢個咩國家國旗嚟啊 ？Marcelo Barberi。我唔明得個國旗啊！死啦！個國旗係咩國家啊？有冇可以話我知啊？係啦，放兵。係啦，放兵應該係立大 gram 嘅話。
ここは裏ラ等はないので、止めることはできず、
冇喎 Cosmos 喎。
ドラゴニックダイアグラムを手札へ加えました。
嗰啲大 gram 嚟嘅。點解我會見到好似 Cosmos Tower 咁嘅？好似恐龍嚟嘅。我認錯卡咗。立咗地。真龍王。再立埋呢個恐龍專用嘅 Airman。
デッキから特殊召喚ですかね、こちらは。卵オビラプターを特殊召喚。さらにオビラプターは特殊召喚時にデッキから恐竜族を手札に加えることができますので、そちらで加えたのがアルティメットコンダクターティラノですね、こちら。墓地の恐竜族を2体除外することによって特殊召喚できる攻撃力3500を持ったモンスター、アルティメットコンダクターティラノも手札へ加わっていきます。さらに通常召喚のヘイカンですかね。ヘイカン。ディザスターの効果を発動。地属性2体を破壊して特殊召喚し、さらに相手のエクストラデッキ3枚を除外。3種類ですかね。こちらは。さあ、相手のエクストラデッキを確認して。
地属性のみを破壊して特殊召喚するので、相手のデッキを3種類まで選んで除外できます。
ここで相手のデッキがどんなデッキかというのを予測できながらですが。スカーライトボルカザウルスですか？
あともう一個なんですかね、ちょっと確認できなかった。光の
属
性セイクリットトレミスシェイセブン、日本語版ですね、あれ。
係啊，地唔可以立翻地啊，所以就係可以 sync 嘅。
こちら3種類のカード。
呢度應該係會 sync 元龍星啦。如果我冇判錯做嘢方式。
されたのでリフンを出してリフンとシンクロして暴天候。
はい。先ほども言いました、とても強いカード、暴天候が出ました。特殊召喚成功時に流星カードを手札に加えることができますので、加えたのは流星の球子ですかね。今の墓地バッと開く動きかっこいいですね、今の。
素早いですね。さあ、ここから暴天候の効果を使ってレベルを9にしてくるのかどうか。
なるほど、なるほど。さあ、捨てたのは
春芸。
ちょっと反射で見えづらいですが、春芸ですかね。なので、レベルが4に変わりました。こちらも暴天候の効果です。一旦一度、デッキから、源流族ですかね。こちらを落として、その、墓地に 送られたカードと同じレベルに変えることができると。さあそして恐竜を2体除外して
アルティメットコンダクターティラノ。
いやーこれは
好強嘅 starting 啊，真係。
先行一旦
仲有張扣堆陷阱喺後欄先恐怖。
さあマルチェロさん墓地を確認し、逆にローランド・ファング選手はこちらは大量展開しましたが、セットカード1枚セットしてターン終了ですね。でマルチェロ選手へ、ターンが移ってきます。おそらくセットカードは流星の球種なんじゃないだろうかという読みなんですけれども。
そうですね。
はい。
さあこの状況対処しなきゃいけないカードを、裏側のおそらく流星の球種、はい、これはこれで使わせられるのかな。
まずはドラゴニックディザスター、ごめんなさい、全然違いますね。コズミックサイクロンを、打ちましたが、それはさすがに除外されるよりはということで、流星の球種を発動。
はい。これで流星の球種使わせたんですが、アルティメットコンダクターティラノが残っている。
你將呢副 deck 嘅運作出神入化，所以依家簡單啲嚟講係會瞓地嘅一星龍星上翻嚟。頭先嗰張俾人做低嘅元龍星係 cut 咗特招一張。
そうですね、華麗ですね、動きが。
簡單啲嚟講，如無意外應該會砌紅光
嘅。効果を無効にした後、流星カードを破壊するので、それで暴天候を破壊、暴天候が破壊されたので、フィールドから離れたのでですね、
唔係喎，一間喎。
流星モンスターを特殊召喚できると。はい。さあさらに
流星が破壊されたんで、リフンが墓地から特殊召喚。この春芸は流星モンスターと一緒に相手ターンでもシンクロができますので、この状況だともう1枚の
そうですね、また5シンクロが相手ターンでもできると。はい。暴天候はレベルが5です。
モンスターをどんどん増やしていってますね。はい、相手はコズミックサイクロンを発動しただけなんですよね。
そうですね。
やはり
さあここは5シンクロ、
はい、リフンは除外されます。
さあおそらく出すのは暴天候
2枚目ですね。
で効果で流星カードを、特殊召喚成功時にデッキからます。これは流星の奇跡ですかね。こちらは、墓地の、流星モンスターだったかな。モンスターを3枚デッキに戻して、はい、2枚ドローできるという。
さあこれで
ですね。これで消費した、手札を
補充することができます。
回復していきたいなという構えだと思われます。
さあ暴天候アルティメットコンダクター。
哇！你玩2張啊？有冇咁犀利啊？
まだダイアグラムが残ってますからね。
そうですね。一応マルチェロ選手ですか。
はい、マルチェロ選手です。
はい、新竜も攻撃力、守備力が300アップして、アドバンス召喚したらっていうのを効果使えるんですが。
なるほどなるほど。さあ新竜王の使徒発動、効果でアドバンス召喚。出したのはマジェスティメイデン、はい、墓地に送られた神竜の種の効果でおそらく、ドラゴニックダイアグラムですかね、破壊したいのは。さあマジェスティメイデンは相手のカードの効果が発動したときにデッキから神竜モンスターを、手札へ加えることができるカードとなっております。攻撃力が2300ですかね。
そうですね。今現状は2600ですね。ドラゴニックダイアグラムがあるので。
さらに戦闘で破壊されないという状態ですかね。
そうですね、アドバンス召喚したので、一度は戦闘で破壊されない。
さあ、大量展開しましたローランド・ファング選手の布陣を突破しようとしております。マルチェロ選手、イタリア代表。さあ、ここは、
イタリア咩？意大利嘅国旗咩？
さらに、神竜の継承ですかね、こちらを発動。
はい。1枚ドローですね。
1枚送られているのは1枚ドローと。はい。神竜の継承はこのターンに神竜カードが
係喎，係意大利喎，有意大利國旗咁嘅。
さあ魔法トラップカードを対処することはできたんですが、モンスターの方がまだ対処できてない状況なので、カードを3枚ですか追加して、ターンを返してどうなるか。
3枚セットしてターンを返していきました。はい、アメリカ代表ローランド・ファング選手の、ターンです。いや墓地を確認しています。
叫ローランド咩？唔係叫ローレン咩？唔知啊，唔知點解啲日本嘅
がありますので、手札も
係ローレン先啱應該係。ローレンorローレン啊。
手札にあるのは春うららですかね。
はい。さあここはまず奇跡を発動。はい。これは効果通ったので、デッキの流星モンスターですかね。3種類。
閉館瞬間暴天候を
已經係俾人做低咗。
暴天候を回収できる動きも強いですね。
はい、メイデンの効果を打ち出されたんですが、春うららで無効。
これは相手の、メイデンの効果を止めて、はい、マスターピース等の強力なカードを引き込むのを防ぎたかったと。
そうですね。はい。
さあそのまま流星の奇跡の効果が解決されますので、3枚のカードをデッキに戻りまして2枚ドローできますと。
はい。
さあうららを打っているのでここでドローするとハンドが、手札が3枚。
そうですね、
はい、
追加で2枚ドローして、さあ攻撃に回るには十分な状況かと思いますが、この後どうするか。
そしてセットカードが気になるところですが、マルチェロ選手の2枚のセットカード、
3枚ですね。
なるほど、3枚ですね。はい。さあそしてもう一度暴天候の効果発動、デッキから流星モンスターをごめんなさい、源流族モンスターですかね、
はい、
落として、墓地へ送ることによってその墓地へ送った源流族モンスターと同じレベルになると、2分ですかね、
はい、
あちらは今暴天候のレベルは1です。先ほどと同じように
做牛都 OK 啊，起碼唔使食卡嘅。
処理されてもまた、暴天候の効果で流星モンスターをデッキが特殊召喚しつつ墓地から2分も出てくるという構えをとっております。
さあ果敢に攻めるローランド選手に対して果敢に守るマルチェロ選手、はい、といった図式になってますけれども、アルティメットコンダクターティラノの効果発動ですかね、はい、これは。
すべて裏守備にする、裏側守備表示にする効果だったと思いますが、そうですね、これでマジェスティメイデンは、セットカードになってしまいました。
破壊したのは暴天候、なるほど。
はい、なるほどな。
暴天候を破壊すれば別の流星が出てくるし、破壊されたのでリフンも出てくりますよ。
なるほど。
で先ほど戻したカードもさらに暴天候ですよね。
はい。チェーン1、チェーン2で暴天候、そしてリフンの効果が発動。はい、たまらずマルチロさん、アルティメットコンダクターティラの効果を確認。恐竜族じゃなくてもいいんですかね。
自分の手札フィールドのモンスター一体を選んで破壊して、相手のモンスターを全部裏守備にすることができます。さあアルティメットコンダクターティラノ、多分おそらくテキストを確認しているのではないかと思われますが、 そうですね。
好似問係咪一定要炸恐龍喎？等下，呢個問題問得好，其實係咪一定要炸恐龍啊？
破壊して効果を使うことができると。さあ今お互いにテキストの方を確認して。
頂，博大霧呢啲嘢周不時都發生㗎啦，係咪啊？係咪一定要炸恐龍啊？
それが暴天候の処理に移ってるんですかね。はい。
さあリフンは特召喚されるよねといったところだと思いますが、この動きは。
又唔係啊。
さあ出したのは春芸。はい。もう一度5シンクロもできる構えだと思われますが。さあしきりに
怪獸啫啦。
ティラノのテキストを確認しております。
應該係問會唔會 miss timing 啩？
春芸はまた攻撃力1900ありますからね。さあリフンも特殊召喚されて再度5シンクロ、リフンは除外されます。
チャンバライダー、
ハイスピードロイドチャンバライダー。
お、1回休みですね。
さあそこに合わせて1回休み。
我好耐冇見到呢種嘢啊！
特殊召喚されたモンスターが守備
呢種嘢係咪傳説中 Q リポ最中意用啊？
します。
これはハイスピードライダーチャンバライダーはかなりライフを大幅に削ることができる。
はい、2回攻撃が可能なので
危険なところをピンポイントに1回休みで防ぎ、マジェスティメイデンは破壊されましたが、このターンはなんとか生き延びましたマルチェロ選手。はい、1回休みはあれですかね、永続トラップなので新竜とも相性がいいぞというところで入っているかと思われます。
例えばスキルドレインみたいなカードが制限カードなので、そういったカードの
代わりになるか、
2番目の候補として、はい、1回休みが使われているのかなと思いますね。
これは、守備表示になるのは効果モンスターだけですね。特殊召喚されたモンスター。
はい、特殊召喚されたモンスターが、はい、効果が無効になり、守備表示にすると。はい、
さらに新竜の復活をマルチェルさん発動して墓地のマジェスティメイデン
召喚
しましたね、効果によって。はい、1回休みは自分にも効いてしまう能力になりますが、基本的にはこちら、新竜の復活の効果以外はアドバンス召喚をしていくので、あまりデメリットが気にならないといった噛み合いもありつつだと思いますが、 さあバトルフェーズに入りまして、マルチェロス選手、まずはチャンバライダーへ攻撃と。さあここのターンでおそらくローランド選手決めようと思っていたので、流星の方のギミックがこれで、チャンバライダーを出したことによって途切れてしまったと思うんですが、
ただそうですね、今使いましたけど、アルティメットコンダクターティラノの効果も使えますので、
これ相手ターンでも使える効果。
はい、そうですね。
これに、チェーンでマジェスティメイでも効果発動。
恐龍選擇咗用效果。
確か毒召喚してますので、後回し召喚されてないですね。
なるほど。さあ、アルティメットコンダクターティラノの効果で、あれは手札の。
我諗住想搏大霧火攞翻火添。
なので墓地の源流族モンスターを手札に加えたと。
さあこの効果でこのターンのラッシュを、かき消されてしまいましたマルチェロス選手。
1回休みも特殊召喚を対応するデッキにはかなり使えるんですが、特殊召喚されてしまった後だと若干効力が半減してしまうかなというところなので。
呢度都係唔到。咁 show。
さあここはたまらずカード1枚セット。メイデンの効果を発動するのかなみたいなことを聞いていますかね、おそらく。ただ復活で出したから、先ほど佐々木さんがおっしゃった通り、
唔知意大利呢個選手會唔會大單嘢？
出しないよみたいな交流があったのかなと思われますが、さあローランド選手へターンがかかりました。ここで守備表示になっていたチャンバライダーは、攻撃表示に表示景色を変えることができますので、
効果ももう使えますね。
はい。さあアメリカ代表ローランド・ファングス選手、バトルフェーズ入りました。まずアルティメットコンダクターティラノの攻撃。
はい、こう墓地守備表示モンスターを攻撃したら墓地に送って1000ダメージ与えられますので、
これでだいぶライフが縮まっていると。さらにチャンバライダー、ここはありませんと。
你都唔頂あ、你都唔打算頂落去
初戦の方はこちらアメリカ代表ローランド・ファングス選手の勝利となります。
はい。
我忽然間覺得個日本防術好得意啊，係咁叫人哋ローランド。
試合をだいぶ有利にしたら引き離さない。
そうですね。やはり防天候がかなり粘り強く手札を供給してくれますので、一度もう相手よりもアドバンテージの方を取っていくとなかなか
又係嘥得嘅時間啦。
唉。防天候も2回出して上で1個は九死で使ってもう1個はアルティメットコンダクターティラノで有利に動かしていて、はい、必要あればアルティメットコンダクターティラノで破壊したから防天候でも出してリフも出てきて、チャンバライダーという流れが綺麗だったなと思いますね。あとマジェスティメイデン以外のモンスターもマルチェロ選手は引けてなかったのかなっていうのもありますので、
やはり新竜デッキはたくさん上級モンスターを入れてしまうと、そればっかり引いてしまって動けないっていう状態になりうる可能性があるので、できるだけやっぱり枚数は抑えたいところだと思いますが、
そうなるとドラゴニックダイアグラムが制限カードになってしまった影響で、手札に来にくい状況になっているということもあるかもしれないですね。
本来であればマジェスティメイデンからモンスターの方をどんどん手札へ加えていきたかったところですが、アルティメットコンダクターティラノ等々でうまいこと処理されてしまって、
春うららを1回、
そうですね、1回打たれてますからね、
発動されてましたね。
あそこでうららが飛んでこなければマスターピース等が手札に加わっていて、まだまだ逆転の余地はあったのかなと。
そうですね、モンスターをリリースしていればマスターピースはアルティメットコンダクターティラノによって裏側守備表示になりませんので、墓地の永続魔法トラップを除外して破壊できたかなというところです。
そんなマルチェロ・バルベリ選手、イタリア代表ですが、皆さんコメントで答えていただいているんですが、世界大会の会場以外で東京に行きたい場所何かありましたら教えてくださいというコメントに対して、東京の忍者レストランに行きたいぞと。忍者レストランに行きたいぞと。
ちょっと存じ上げないんですけど、忍者レストランっていうのがある感じなんですかね。
海外の方向けになってるような、天井裏からウェイトレスさんとかが忍者の格好して出てくるようなとこがあったはずです、確か。
本当にある。
本当にある。
そうなんですね。
デザートでちょっと金のお土産ですみたいな感じで、こう金のまんじゅうですみたいな感じで出てきてるようなお店が確かあった気がしますけれども。
日本人でも行きたい。
かたやローランド選手は渋谷に行ってみたいぞ。
スクランブル交差点
結構人気なんですよね。他にもスクランブル交差点を見てみたいぞっていうコメント書かれてる方
どんだけすごいのかと
多かったんですよ。
ジャパニーズ満員電車。
写真撮ってますよね、あそこ。
確かにそうかもしれないですね。
なんかやっぱり物珍しいんでしょうかね、ああいったなんか交差してる横断歩道が。
日本でもあんだけでかい横断歩道ってないですよね。
さあだいぶ遊戯王からそれたコメントになってしまいましたが、はい、渋谷と忍者の話をしてしまいましたが、
2戦目に向けて今サイドデッキを変えているというところですね。
さあ
恐竜側からして、新竜デッキというのはどのように対策していきたい感じなんですか？
いやー、僕マッチ戦はあまり得意じゃないんであれなんですけども、サイドカードを見る分にはスカルマイスターが3枚取られていますので、スカルマイスターが入っていれば、相手の神竜魔法トラップ等が墓地に送られた時の、こちらのカードを破壊する効果を無効にできますし、さらにスカルマイスターはレベルが4ですので、5シンクロが作りやすいと。
そういう使い方もあるんですね。通常召喚してっていうところですね。
恐竜デッキ側としては、ジュラックアウロだったり、リフンだったりをデッキから特殊召喚したいデッキになってますので、それを手札に
幾快啊！5個 round 嘅輸就咁就打晒啦。
それを回避で
23有冇直播？
追加のレベル4として、スカルマイスターはそっちの使い方もできるかなと。
簡單啲嚟講，我淨係可以講到好1同埋4嘅實況嘅啫。大單嘢。
1700ですね。なるほど。これはデュエル始まってますね。
さあデュエル始まりました。2戦目、先行はマルチェロ選手。カードを2枚セットして、さあ命削りの宝札ですかね、こちらを発動。そこは春うららで止めていくと。
點解要胡啦啦咧？
デッキから手札へ加える効果を無効にしました。
佢唔係要抽一張嘅咩？
効果です。
残る手札2枚ですかね。
はい。これは止められても。
胡啦啦咩啊？大師你。
手札捨てる効果とかはそもそも無効になってんで出ない。
そうですね。今ジェスチャーでそのやり取りがありましたね。
さあターン移りましてローランド
咩事啊？抽一張嘅點解要胡啦啦？
バックダイアグラム数で発動と。制限カードですが手札にあったと。これは強い動きになりそうだ。そして手札からプチラノドンを破壊。先ほどと同じ動きですかね。
そうですね。
そして新竜カードを手札へ加えると。こちらがドラゴニックダイアグラムの効果。加えたのは先ほどと同じく、リトサージムディザスター。そしてさらにプチラノドンの効果も発動と。
オビラプターですかね。
はい。
さあ険しい表情になりますマルチェロ選手。
今の命削りを止められたのがかなり大きかったのかなと思いますが、
モンスターをやっぱり引きたかったところがあるのかなという。
さあ若干考えてますかね、これは。
プチラノドンの効果に関して
何か妨害をしようかという考えのところだと思います。マルチェロス選手、イタリア代表。
はい、効果を OK しました。
承諾しましたので、そのまま出たのはやはり玉食いオビラプター。さあさらにまだまだデッキからカードを手札に。
好似見到第二張胡啦啦。
さあ手札のカードを
好似彷彿見到第二張胡啦啦。
考えておりますローランド選手。加えたのはベビケラサウルスですかね、こちら。はい。
先ほどディザスターですか。リトサージムディザスターを加えていたので、その効果を使うために。
手札に増やしたいなというところですが、
破
壊したのがさらにプチラノドンと、おそらくベビケラサウルスでしょうかね、イラストは。
また地属性のみなので、相手のエクストラデッキから3種類除外できます。
點打啊，大師？你啲手牌鋪鋪都咁靚，點同你打啊
？3種類除外することができます。
はい。先ほどと一緒ですかね。はい。オルカザルス、セークレットトルミス、メシエ7、レッドデモスドラゴン、スカーライト。
さあさらに、プチラノドンもまた発動しますかね、こちらは。
そうですね、ベビケラサウルスも。
プチラノドン、両方が発動してデッキから恐竜族モンスター。
プチラノドンはレベル4以上、ベビケラサウルス。
其實如果係我會做3叉，如果係我啊，我一定做3叉插咗啊！呢個時候。
どちらもレベル4にアクセスできるカードとなっていると。さあここで特殊召喚しましたのは、幻想のミセラサウルスですね。さらに、ベビケラサウルスもフィールドに特殊召喚と。
オビラプターの2の効果ですかね。恐竜族を破壊して墓地の恐竜族を特殊召喚っていうのができますので、そのためにベビケラサウルスをフィールドへ
さらにその破壊されるのでベビケラサウルスもまた効果が使えるといったところですかね。さあ大量展開をまたしておりますローランド・ファング選手。こういう時に1回休みとかあったらだいぶ
そうですね、守備表示になったので。
さあここはまず神竜の目視録発動ですが手札から
コスメ
ことごとく
大胆嘢。
除外されてしまうと神竜魔法トラップの墓地を置かれた時の破壊効果
應該好快打完啦。OK， 打完。 OK， 刪直播啊！睇下晏啲有冇開翻，好快啊！呢場 game 係咁先。